My name is Alexander Skancke. I'm 33 years old from Norway. I grew up there, now living in Berlin since already 7 years. And my first interaction with electronic music was, I think around 5, 6. I had like an older brother who was playing like this Mac Music CDs. And I remember there was like all this Euro house kind of vibes, like Hathaway and bands like this. Yeah, this I think was my first interaction with electronic music. And then my dad obviously played a big role in it. He was very into like Orbital, The Orb, Prodigy, Left Field, and these kind of UK bands. And he always played me this at an early age. And I remember once he came and picked me up. He had this CD from DJ Chesto. This was in the 2000s, so it was like Magic 6, and the cover, I remember so well on the cover, it was like, you can see the neck of DJ Chesto with his headphones over, and you see the crowd in the background. And I think this really changed me. I was like, wow, that looks amazing. What is this, you know? And he gave me that CD, I listened to it, and from then I was sold. So yeah, I'm sorry Dad, you could say. I remember when I was like, I think, at least in Norway, it was like when you're 14 years old, you get this, you have this confirmation, part of like a Christian thing, party, family and friends coming, and you get some money from family. And I remember I wanted to buy either like a downhill bike, because I was very into outdoors and sports, or these 2 turntables and a mixer. And I was like, I remember my dad wanted me to buy this bike, or I decided I wanted to buy these turntables. I remember the story now. My dad said something, yeah, give him 2 months. He's gonna sell it again, he said to my mom. And I was like, yeah, and then I bought the turntables. I still have them in my living room. Exact same turntables, fully working. I was 14 then, and that was when I was kind of starting collecting records. And that is now 19 years ago. It's been a long run, you could say, yeah. Yes, but also no, because it was like maybe like a half a year after I bought these turntables, there was like this youth club in Trondheim, Norway, where I'm from, and there was like a little bit older friend of mine inviting me. I was maybe at this point 15 years old, and I was invited. I could play 30-minute gig with my turntables, and I was like so nervous. So it was like 8 o'clock in the evening, you know, I was like in the youth club. And I was so nervous, so I decided like an hour before my gig that I called them and said I had a migraine. So I never had that first gig that I was supposed to. So yeah, that was my first gig, yes and no. It's been a long journey since that. It's been 19 years already. Yeah, now I'm finally at the point where I'm like playing quite often, and I'm so thankful and grateful for everyone who has supported me over the years. I'm kind of proud also of myself of pushing through for all these years, and yeah, evolving from that kind of first gig experience when I called in with a migraine saying I couldn't go on. I now have a full confidence. I get excited, but I don't have any nerves. I feel pretty confident. I love what I'm doing. I feel extremely lucky to be performing music and playing other people's music, including my own, for an audience. It's a very beautiful thing when everyone comes together and have a great time. Yeah. I would say the Prodigy, Fat of the Land, that my dad played for me when I was a kid. Left Field with Leftism. Those albums have played a key role in shaping my musical kind of journey, I would say. As you can tell, my dad had a lot to do with my musical upbringing, I would say. It was always music around the house, and he used to take me to concerts at a very early age. We went to punk concerts at the age of like 8 years old. I was standing on like a bar stool or bar chair. These things have played, it shaped me like from all kinds of genres of music. And my dad was also very into progressive rock. So this has definitely played also a big role, yeah. Pink Floyd and Genesis and bands like this, yeah. So when did I start producing? I think I started DJing in like 2005-6 it was. I started producing maybe in 2009. Yeah, I don't know. Producing, I was fooling around with beats, you know, trying. I think we first started with Fruity Loops for like a half a year, and then started with Ableton Live, one of the earlier versions. I don't remember which one it was. Had my kind of first release. It was like a digitally release only on the label from Jay Hayes, Contexterior. But the year after, I had my first vinyl release on the German label Neo Strictly. It was in 2 parts. It was like Jalian part 1, part 2. And these records became relatively, I would call it a hype or whatever, successful or whatnot. At least they sold pretty good and a lot of people play them. Yeah, that made me get a chance of like, kind of get a foot into the world and people kind of discover my music. And yeah, that's how the kind of producing parts started, 2008, 2009, I would say, yeah. How this release came about was that I had a friend in Norway called Terje Bakke, which also had some really nice releases back in the day. And he was in touch with this label, Neo Strictly. I think he was like co-managing it or helping in getting some artists or something. And then I remember it was like the day before I was going on a holiday. I sent the demos to this guy called Nicky Dostos, who runs the Neo Strictly. I remember I got a phone call when I was on holiday that it was like, wow, these tracks, wow, we're gonna do 2 records. I couldn't believe it. I was completely speechless. I was like, okay, wow. It was the best holiday in a long time. I don't know, it was a really, really good holiday, that's for sure. That's how this release came about. And it came out, I think like 3 months later. Yeah. This was in the spring. It was like in 2013, summer 2013 it came out, yeah. How would I describe my sound? I get influenced by a lot of different things. Could be anything. Could be like a story. Could be like walking down the street. Could be my wasps on the balcony. So how I would describe my sound is like, maybe I would say I have a minimalistic approach to producing music. I think sometimes less is more, which is something I learned over many years. Yeah, with definitely a hint of like old school stuff. I'm very influenced by the old drum machines like 808 and 909. These sounds get used a lot in a very raw way. So I would say, especially the later releases I did. But to describe it, that's a good question. I don't know. I'm really fond of music having a touch of fun and silliness and not being too serious, even though the music can be serious. Maybe some sort of element that can bring a little surprise or make a little smile on someone's face. If that happens, that will make me very happy, at least for myself. Yeah. This I had to figure out myself. I don't know how I did it, but I got these turntables, started just playing and kind of trying to imitate what I heard on these kind of mixes. Not easy when you have no clue how to, but yeah, I kind of figured that out. When it came to productions, I didn't really have, I wouldn't say I really had a mentor, but I had a lot of artists or other kind of producers that I have been inspired by, and trying to kind of, I would say kind of in a way, when I was much younger, trying to copy the sound. By doing that, you learn. I was given that tip, like try to copy a track and then you will kind of understand how things are done. This, I think, was something I would give a little nod to this guy I mentioned earlier, Terje Bakke, again, because he has, I would say, really put me on the right track at the right time, like in 2012, 2013. I would say he took the ship and this way. That's for sure, yeah. I was actually living in a city in Trondheim called Stavanger for half a year, and that year I lived there, I had the long-term plan of going to Berlin. But at that point, I was really not feeling at home there, well there. I had the plan of going to Berlin, just took the step like, I can't live here anymore, I need to go. And I just went, you know. In retrospect, I figured this out because I remember that year it was raining a lot, and it was like, I checked the statistical data on that year. Don't ask me why, but I did. And it was like 295 out of 365 days, it was raining. So it was like, I cannot do this anymore. I have to go. That's how I moved to Berlin. This was in January 2016. The reason why I moved to Berlin is many different reasons. I grew up in a very remote town. I would call it city town in Norway, called Trondheim. I never really fit in there, I would say. I was like, I didn't find my peers. I didn't find my very, very small scene for electronic music, or almost to the point of non-existent. I remember hearing the stories about Berlin and the club scene, the Bar 25 back in the day, and like Panorama Bar and Bergen and all these things. And of course, let's not forget Club Division here. I remember going on holiday to Berlin. It was also January, actually. I remember coming into Club Division area, early evening. I was like, I hadn't had even a beer. I remember walking in, I was like completely sober, walk to the dance floor, and that's when they had like a heating tent outside. And I walked in, and it was like Vareka playing live inside that little dance floor. And for some reason, I just started crying. I was just moved. I was just there by myself. My friends were somewhere else in the club, and for some reason, I just teared up and started crying. At that point, I think something clicked, and I was like, I need to move here. This is what I've been looking for. This is gonna be my home one day. And then with some time, I made a plan and came here. And I think that moment in CDB, Club Division era, changed like everything. I was like, Oh, I would say almost all my friends at this point in life, my partner, my work relations, everything is through the music. Everything is through the scene that I have been part of for many years now. And these are the most important people in my life, as well as my family, obviously. But the people I met through this scene is my everything, is what keeps me kind of going, you could say. One special relationship that kind of changed, has influenced my career and kind of significant impact on me personally, as well as kind of took my life on a different journey, you could say, was when I met Yannick Sander from Bikini Wax Records. I don't remember exactly how we met, but I remember he reached out to me at one point after we met in Facebook, I believe it was. And he asked me like, hey, do you want to start uploading records to the web shop in Bikini Wax Records? And at that point, I had like a customer service job. And when was this? It was 2016 maybe. No, I moved to Berlin. 2017, I think. And I was like, okay. I don't really have the capacity, I only had Tuesdays off, and that was my producing day. But I was like, I always wanted to work in a record shop, Records are my life. So I was like, you know what? I sacrificed this producing day, this Tuesday, and I started uploading records for Bikini Wax Records to their web shop. Yeah, that was the beginning of now a 7-year relationship with Bikini Wax Records, and my boss Gerd and my beautiful colleagues there. And this is thanks to Yannick. I'm loving my job. Can't see myself giving this up. I love it so much. I started this Tuesday once a week. That evolved more into suddenly taking some extra shifts because people were sick or whatever. And then I just started working more and more, and I gave up my customer service job, which changed everything. And through the shop, I have gotten to meet so many people, so many artists, so many promoters from all around the world, which it's amazing to sit behind the cashier there every day, talk to people about the things you love the most, which is music. And this has turned into many friendships and many late nights and many fun adventures, you could say. Working at Bikini Wax Records has definitely made me discover a lot of new music. So you have friends coming by, and there's a sense of community in a record shop where people are sharing music, because I truly believe music is for sharing. I like to give credit to the artists who actually made the music, because music is for sharing. So we want the music to be heard. You have people that is interested in techno, you have people that is interested in house, disco, whatever subgenres of electronic music. They all come to Bikini Wax or to record shops in general, but at Bikini Wax, I get to meet those people from, for example, like the hard groove techno scene, or someone from the disco scene. I would never meet those people in the clubs I go to, or maybe in my other friend circle. That's a really nice thing, because it's beautiful to meet all these people, hearing their stories, learning about music, learning about other scenes and what they're into, how they're, what's happening, what's evolving, what's going around in the city. It's beautiful. Music is something that unites all of us, and I feel very lucky and privileged to be working at Bikini Wax and meeting all these people. Yeah, what is commercial success? Yeah, it depends on how you define commercial success. I have done now close to 25 records. I'm very proud of my catalog. I'm very proud of my artistic kind of what I have achieved as an artist. Commercial success, if there will be a commercial success out of this or not, I don't really care. I'm super proud of what I've done, and I think the most important is that I enjoy what I'm doing. I still love what I'm doing, and as long as I find joy in it, it doesn't matter which way it goes, without kind of exploiting someone or hurting someone, or I'm happy with whatever. I'm content with that, you know. Most influential artists, it's hands down for sure Prince. He has influenced so much of my sound, and you know, every time I have a free, this is super silly, I know, but every time I have a free spot on the guest list that a friend didn't manage to come or whatever, he's there, Prince, in case he comes. I don't know anyone who has been so productive, so creative, so influential on so many different levels. I mean, this guy has made more tracks than most of us could even grasp or imagine. It's insane, you know, and most of it is not even released. Also, the way he has pushed pop music and still have had, I would say, kept true to his to himself. And as an artist, I don't know, I think it's incredible. It's someone to really look up to, I would say. Yeah. Also, something else that's been very influential on me is, of course, I would say the US house, US techno from Detroit, Chicago, New York. This has had, especially in the later years, I would say last 10 years, have had a tremendous impact on me. And yeah, that discovering this, going through these labels from the 90s and 2000s has really inspired me. It had a huge influence on my sound, so thank you for the music. An advice I would definitely give is, I think there's a big misconception that you think that you need all this gear. It's fun, I enjoy it, I love it, but it's not needed to create good music. You can create the best music on a laptop. Just look at Fortet, he makes incredible music all on a laptop. Yeah, I hear these stories over and over. Also, people writing out to me, it's like, yeah, I would like to buy this, I would like to buy that, and my music doesn't sound good, I want to this, but you don't need this to make good music. I think you just need to, you need time, you need a lot of time, you need motivation, you need to enjoy. That's, I think, is a key point. If you're not enjoying making music, or if you don't feel it, that you're having fun, then that's already like a sign that maybe you're either doing something wrong, or don't care so much about what people think, because it doesn't matter. What matters is that you are enjoying what you're doing, that you are having fun, that if you, for example, make a track, that what matters is that you like it, and believe in yourself, and I mean it, truly believe in yourself. If you like it, you like it. If your friend doesn't like it, doesn't matter, have fun, enjoy, and be brave, try out new ideas, do the opposite of what you think is right, touch everything, break all the rules. There are no rules. So yeah, that's something I would definitely give as an advice, because nothing matters. What matters is that you are enjoying and you are having fun. I think that's a quite big question, and I don't feel like I don't have the full history of answering this. But definitely a key part of it is when the wall came down, and people know the history of that. The vacant spots a lot in the East Berlin made it accessible for people to throw parties at illegal places, come together and reunite. And it was also the same time, it was the right timing, 89, 90, had the Dutch scene going on, you had the UK bleepy techno, you had all this house and techno coming in from the US. It was just the right time for a big explosion in terms of cultural explosion, time to kind of reunite and celebrate. And I'm no expert in this, I just want to say that's how I understood it. And I have read about, and moving into the more minimal scene, which maybe I would started let's say 2000, around this time. I think it's just a natural evolvement of you in the 90s you had a lot of fast-paced music, you had a lot of trance, techno, harder stuff. And I think it was a natural evolvement of the scene, the new generation coming in, wanting something different to the generation before, which is always the case, We are now at that time again when things are really fast. I'm just crossing my fingers that the next thing is gonna be the minimal, because I love it. And I think that's why Berlin became so important and so influential are thanks to the people here who built the scene. The people before us have fought some heavy fights for freedom and kept the integrity of the scene and the city, and done a tremendous job keeping this city, call it a free space for artists, or very open-minded and tolerant place. Let's hope it stays like that. I think I have a lot to thank the Romanian scene for, especially for my own career. Yeah, so in 2013, when I released these 2 records, they were the ones who picked these records up. One of my first gigs abroad was to Romania. I've been to Romania 20 times plus to play, I believe. I went to Sunwaves in 2014. That kind of changed a lot for me, eye-opening experience, especially for minimal music and Romanian minimal music. The Romanian scene, what I know about it is that I've been to many cities, different parts of Romania. Yeah, I would say most of the times it's been wonderful. Yeah, I had one crazy experience where we had to drive how far was it? And I remember I was at the hotel getting picked up, and there's no pickup. So what do? I start to call around, no one comes. And it's 2 hours into the flight, and it's I don't know how long it was, 1,500 kilometers away or something. It was really far away. Then it comes a car, and who is it? Yeah, it's the bartender from the night before that was drinking shots in the bar, picking me up in the morning to go to the airport. And we were driving 200 plus kilometers to catch this flight. I remember reaching the airport, and the janitor was cleaning the floor in front of the security. I was like, hey, I need to go, because I had to go to my day job. They opened again the security. It was a small airport. This was in Târgu Mureș or Cluj-Napoca or something. You're from Târgu Mureș? Yeah, so I was they let me in. They started off this airport security again. Luckily the flight was a little bit delayed. Thank you, Wizz Air. And then I got on the flight. It's horrifying experience. But thank you to that bartender who came and drove me. Thank you so much. I got back to work on Monday morning. I was releasing these 2 records. The label boss of Neo Strictly, the label, had sent off some promos to the RPR, and they played it at Sunwaves. And there was some videos, everyone knows how it goes. And after that, boom, I was suddenly, people were inviting me to come to play in Romania. People invited me to come other places like Ukraine. I had my first gigs abroad and started getting bookings. Thanks to this Romanian scene and RPR, I would say, of course, the label, I got out there. Yeah, forever grateful for that. What I'm focusing on, I'm obviously focusing on my own label, my label Quirk. We are now on the 12th release, just released this week. And I'm focusing on releasing my good friends there, releasing my own music there. Another tip I would like to give, start your own label. It's super easy. If you just have a plan, like a vision, start your own label, because then you're artistically free to release what you like. And this is important, I think. This has kind of completely freed me from need to produce music in a certain way to kind of fit into that label. That's like, what's the point? You know, you make music for yourself. So back to my own label, Quirk. This is what takes up most of my time. I'm also doing a few remixes. Another project that excites me is, I've been also producing quite a bit of music with Skancke. This has been very fun, I would say. I think we made like 15 plus tracks now, and Skancke is a great guy. I love having him in the studio, and all I can say, it's fun, and we're working on some new music now. Yeah, this is a project that really excites me. I also would like to, me and Henrico, we have also done a few records together on Quirk, one of my best friends. And we are also working on a new record together. Thoughts for the future. The situation in the world nowadays seems very unstable. A lot of suffering, and I'm just hoping for better times. Yeah, it makes me really sad, and I am just praying for better times for everyone. You know, it's a difficult world these days. Try to be nice to each other, try to be caring, try to understand. I think it's important that people have conversations with each other and listens to each other, and especially during difficult times, because you don't have to agree, but to kind of try to understand each other is something I think is very important. I think everyone can do that, at least listen to each other. Yeah.